Right now this morning, why some classes and athletic programs are set to be cut from Arcadia schools.
Also have some light showers working in your forecast this early morning with wet roadways. More about that coming up in just a moment.
And we've got a senior speed dating event to let you know about. The guests from UWL join us live in studio.
This is News 8 Now this morning.
Good morning, I'm Alexandra Carter.
And I'm Art Jarrett.
It is Thursday, May 1st, 2025. We've got a new month on the horizon, Art.
I know, what's up with that?
A new month with some sunshine, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully.
First we can go off with some tacos though.
Oh yeah, that's coming up for sure.
Coming up yeah, definitely. Folks are going to be celebrating that over the weekend as well. Hey, you're going to have a good looking weekend to do that. It was nice to see folks out and about, just getting out and hanging out on patios and enjoying some light wind, of course, and some good sunshine. Well, we'll be able to do that over the next day or two as we roll right into Saturday and Sunday. So as we roll into it, you're looking at Friday with mostly cloudy skies. Showers are coming in there. We're a little bit on the cooler side, but we're still seasonal averages here up to the north along I-94. They're on the little cooler side. The weekend's going to be fantastic with warmer conditions going into next week. Although we have to get past this severe weather potential down to the south, and of course you can see it kind of going into Kentucky as well, and then heading out to other portions of the Midwest to our east. For us though, we have a little bit of light showers working in the forecast, taking to the water vapor imagery. You can see that how that's really kind of been cooking up there. So that's going to be trouble for a lot of folks as it was yesterday as well, with tornadoes kind of popping through the area. On the other hand, for us though, we've got the light stuff working in right now. Possibility of some light to moderate rainfall trying to get into the area, but it's taking its own sweet time. Current temperatures right now, we're at 52 in La Crosse, 52 also in Eau Claire. Eau Claire may beat us out with local temperatures about 62 degrees for the high today. Winds are light. We have run out of the east right now. And of course, as we go into it, you can see the planner for the rainfalls we finish out for this morning, and then carrying out right back into areas for Eau Claire as well, where you got the rainfall still kind of pushing into your forecast. Roadways are wet out there, so please be careful, take it slow, and make it home and have a wonderful day. Alexandra?
Thank you, Art. Happening today, a preliminary hearing set for the man accused of abducting a pregnant Beaver Dam teen. 40-year-old Gary Day is facing multiple charges. He's accused of taking Sophia Franklin in February. Their disappearance sparked a multi-state search. Police later found them at a truck stop in Nebraska. Day remains in jail on $2 million bond. He appears in court at 8:30. New this morning, a Florida man who police say contacted the Madison school shooter now faces arrest. FBI agents arrested Damian Blade Allen for plotting an attack on law enforcement. Investigators say he exchanged TikTok messages with the Abundant Life school shooter. Police report December's shooting in Madison killed 2 and injured 6. Authorities found 18 guns and 12,000 ammunition rounds in Allen's home this week. This follows a California man who recently lost firearm rights after contacting the same teen. The Wisconsin Supreme Court suspending an abortion leak investigation. A 2024 draft abortion ruling is what sparked the probe. Investigators interviewed 62 people, including 28 with direct access to the document. Despite reviewing security procedures, officials never identified the source. This morning, President Trump is urging patience once again, even as the U.S. economy shrank for the first time since COVID. During the first 3 months of this year, 100 days into his second term in office, the president shunned responsibility, instead pointing the finger at former President Joe Biden. CBS's Jared Hill reports.
President Donald Trump is pointing his finger at his predecessor for the economic about-face in the first 100 days of his second term.
He came in on January 20th. So this is Biden. And you could even say the next quarter is sort of Biden.
The U.S. gross domestic product, factoring in inflation, shrank at an annual rate of 0.3% in the first 3 months of the year, fueled in part by businesses sprinting to buy imports before President Trump's tariffs kick in. Sparked a roller coaster day for U.S. markets, finishing mostly in the green as other numbers showed inflation eased and consumer spending jumped. In her first major speech since losing the election, last night, former Vice President Kamala Harris called President Trump's tariffs reckless.
Tariffs that, as I predicted, are clearly inviting a recession.
On Capitol Hill, criticism from stalwart conservatives.
Tariffs don't punish foreign governments, they punish American families.
President Trump urging patience as he hosted CEOs of several companies that have pledged to invest billions into U.S. manufacturing. In a town hall last night, he teased potential trade deals with multiple countries, though adding he's not in a hurry.
We are sitting on the catbird seat. They want us. We don't need them.
This as the U.S. and Ukraine struck a deal on rare earth minerals in that country, crucial for electronics and defense technology, following weeks of, at times, tense negotiations.
Yesterday, the vote on a bipartisan resolution aimed at blocking President Trump's global tariffs failed in the U.S. Senate. And the Trump administration facing some criticism over potential addiction program cuts. A leaked budget proposal shows plans to eliminate 24 substance abuse prevention and treatment programs. Cuts could include a $56 million annual grant funding naloxone kits and first responder training. Officials from both the White House and Budget Office and Health Department say no final decisions have been made. A D.C. federal judge will likely grant a restraining order against Trump's library cuts today. The American Libraries Association and AFSCME filing a lawsuit challenging it. Both organizations depend on Institute of Museum and Library Services funding. They argue Trump's dismantling order violates congressional requirements. And the Trump administration is ending $400 million in grants for AmeriCorps programs. Allison Fergit takes a look at the local impact.
We serve, and this place serves, and so many other places serve the community because of AmeriCorps.
Last week, Emma Ehlers was preparing for a busy summer as the community program educator at the Nature Place.
I work with all different ages and basically just the community in general.
Now, she's one of almost 430 AmeriCorps members in Wisconsin that just lost their positions.
It was very surprising, I think, because we had expected things to change, just not so drastically and so fast.
This was supposed to be Ehlers' second summer with AmeriCorps and the Nature Place. She's seen firsthand how impactful the work can be.
Being able to see the love of nature and the amazement that kids can get out of something so small, it's so special to be able to see that and be able to enjoy and help them understand what's going on outside.
The Nature Place lost 6 active positions because of the cuts. Marketing and Communications Manager Paige Mangus says it's left them scrambling.
The timing of the funding that was cut is not great with our summer program coming up. We do ask this for flexibility as we are working currently to reconfigure schedules, budget, to make these programs run as anticipated.
Mangus says the consequences of these cuts will go far beyond the next few months.
You know, this is not just a blow to our organization, it is impactful in our community at large, for the ecosystems that they're protecting, for the kids that they're unable to educate now. We're definitely going to be hurting without them.
Reporting in La Crosse, Allison Fergit, News 8 Now, this morning.
Governor Tony Evers announced Wisconsin would join a lawsuit against the Trump administration over those cuts. We'll keep you updated there. And the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation helping bring more events to La Crosse's north side. Caledonia Park Place is receiving a $50,000 Vibrant Space grant to transform a parking lot. Repairs will be made and roughly 1/3 of the property will be converted to a people-focused space. Cultural and artistic features will also be added. Arcadia schools must slash $800,000 after voters rejected a funding request. Taxpayers voted down the district's $3.75 million referendum earlier this year. News 8's Grace Monk takes a look at what's on the chopping block now.
The Arcadia School District will see some changes next year.
We are looking at about $800,000 to $1 million worth of reductions.
Athletic programs, courses, and a few faculty positions will be cut.
We will be eliminating gymnastics. We just don't have the students right now, and it's an expensive sport.
Arcadia's superintendent says they can keep student activities by passing some of the costs on to parents.
We will be doing more of an activities pay for play, basically. So in activities, students will actually have to pay $50 per activity.
The district currently offers college credits both on and off campus. Next year, they plan to only offer 18 courses and eliminate transportation for ones outside of the high school.
By state law, we have to pay for up to 18 credits. Now, beyond the 18, our parents and guardians need to pay for those beyond the 18.
While the cuts will help, the district's financial concerns are far from over.
This year itself, we're probably going to be in a deficit of $100,000 plus. So we have to pay our bills just like everybody else, but we'll have to borrow to pay those bills. And it looks like we may not be able to have enough money to pay off the borrowing before we have to borrow again.
Grace Monk, News 8 Now this morning.
And no phones in the classroom in Iowa. The governor there just signed legislation restricting phone use during instruction. Schools must now create secure storage plans and outline disciplinary measures for violations. The law requires schools to establish emergency contact procedures for parents as well. Governor Reynolds called the measure common sense and said it'll boost student health and education.
This bill received very strong bipartisan support, and I think it's a great example of how we can come together to support simple, common sense solutions that can make an overwhelmingly positive difference.
The bill does have exceptions for students with disabilities, English language learners, and those with individual education plans. Parents can also request exemptions for behavioral or physical health reasons. This week marks 50 years since the fall of Saigon and the end of the Vietnam War. For La Crosse resident Ton Pham, it is a milestone that forever changed his life. He was 12 when his family fled Vietnam 3 days before the war ended. Thanks to a chance encounter with a friend in the Navy, Ton and his family escaped with only the clothes on their back.
He say, I could get you onto a ship, but you cannot go home and pack. You just have to go now.
After settling in Wisconsin with the help of a local farmer, Ton built a new life here. Now retired, he shares his culture through cuisine adventure tours. You can see his full story tonight at 6. And the time now is 6:10. Still ahead for us here. Ports around the country bracing for a drop in imports. The economy has its worst quarter since 2022, and Tesla's board is looking for a new leader. And could a $5,000 bonus persuade you to have more kids? Coming up, we'll take a look at the president's plan to boost birth rates. And for now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. Today is May Day, a traditional celebration of flowers and warmer weather. On many ancient calendars, May 1st welcomed the first day of summer and was a cause for celebration. Many Americans observe the day by planting flowers. And as you start to wake up this morning, sending you to break with a quick wake-up call with the city that is home to the headquarters of SC Johnson. Not the best shot in case heavy equipment. That's Racine, Wisconsin. Stay with us. Your morning consumer news is coming up.
River City Grill in Winona is your place for great food and drinks every night of the week. Get Grandma's home-style meatloaf with mashed potatoes, gravy, and corn for $18.99, as well as mixers for $4.50. See you soon at River City Grill in Winona.
We see you out there, building a life you love, knowing that when inspiration strikes, nothing should get in your way. At Blaine's, we're here to help with everything you need to make it happen at prices that make it possible. Like Livingston seed packets, 25% off MSRP. New portable raised garden beds, $24.99. Women's Alfred Dunner collections, half price. Plus, check out our assortment of live plants in our outdoor garden centers, now open. Blaine's Farm and Fleet, in original.
King Furniture would like to wish all moms a happy Mother's Day. And this year, let's skip the flowers and get her a gift she'll enjoy every single day. It's the Mother's Day trade-in sale at King Furniture, where you can trade in your old furniture and get huge savings on something brand new. Trade in that old tired recliner for a brand new style, or upgrade mom to the bedroom she's always dreamt of. Plus, find savings of up to 60% store-wide. Make this Mother's Day unforgettable, only at King Furniture.
If nagging, persistent joint pain has upended your life, listen, there's a solution for long-lasting relief. No surgery, drugs, or downtime. QC Kinetics uses a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue in your knees, shoulders, hips, and more. QC Kinetics targets the source of your pain, not just the symptoms. Thousands of patients have experienced life-changing results, and they're right here. Find out if you're a candidate for this game-changing therapy. Call QC Kinetics today for a free consultation.
If you take or have taken Humira for moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis and still have symptoms, you don't have to settle. Ask your gastroenterologist if switching to Rinvoq is right for you. It's one of the latest treatments from the makers of Humira. Rinvoq works differently than Humira and may help. Rinvoq is a once-daily pill that can deliver rapid symptom relief, lasting steroid-free remission, and helps visibly reduce damage of the intestinal lining.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal, cancers including lymphoma and skin. Serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occurred. CV event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events: infection, Hep B or C, smoked, are pregnant, or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Rapid symptom relief and lasting steroid-free remission are possible with Rinvoq. Ask your gastroenterologist if switching to Rinvoq is right for you. You could pay as little as $0 per month.
River City Grill in Winona is your place for great food and drinks every night of the week. Get Grandma's home-style meatloaf with mashed potatoes, gravy, and corn for $18.99, as well as mixers for $4.50. See you soon at River City Grill in Winona.
Well, good morning to you. Right now, we have a slight chance of showers actually moving through the area, and they're working their way onto the roadways. You can see it now, the wet roads out there currently as you get into Onalaska. Please take it slow out there. Take your time. Folks are kind of speeding through because it's not a lot out there right now, but there's more to come, believe me. Even Eau Claire is slowly but surely getting into dampened roadways right now. You're looking at a little bit of light rainfall. That's all in the way for you. For kids going to school for the 7 o'clock hour, so that's a possibility. And as I mentioned, this is all starting to work its way in now. We're looking at light to moderate rainfall slowly working into areas up, down around, say, Richland, as well as in Prairie du Chien. They're holding on to that, and you'll see some of this kind of popping up. A lot of it's going to track a little bit more to the east, and it'll get the heavier brunt of that, unlike what I showed you yesterday. And away we go. We've got that rainfall coming in through the morning hours. Then it begins to back off. You can see for folks that are all the way up to from the south all the way up to the north through the evening commute. But by 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, we're seeing more rainfall pop back in. The possibility of a storm or two, not out of the question. Mostly north of I-90, working in that area and continuing to go all the way into sunrise for tomorrow. That being said, there could be another batch of that rainfall coming back again around the 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock hour for tomorrow as well, so please keep that in mind. You're looking at rainfall pretty much for the morning hours, and it will be light, as I've mentioned before. That continues on to about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock this afternoon. You can see it for Eau Claire as well, holding on to the 50s in your forecast. School bus forecast for the kiddos, 51 this morning at 7 a.m. You're looking at 54 degrees as you go right into the 3 o'clock hour, both of which holding on to some light showers. 52 for Eau Claire, 56 as you go right back into areas right by Eau Claire as well, going into the evening hours. So that's your local forecast. I'll have more about that coming up for you in just a moment.
In your morning consumer news, ports around the country bracing for the impact of President Trump's tariffs. The ports of Los Angeles and Long Beach reporting nearly 60 fewer vessels are scheduled to bring goods to the United States next month. The Los Angeles port alone is expecting a 35% drop in imports. Most of the goods are coming from China. One global supply chain analyst says even if the trade war were to end right now, inventory is out of position. The U.S. economy just had its worst quarter since 2022. Gross domestic product registered at an annualized rate of 0.3% in the first quarter. That's a sharp slowdown from the fourth quarter's 2.4% rate. GDP measures all the goods and services produced in the economy. Tesla CEO Elon Musk could be on the outs. The Wall Street Journal reporting that in March, the company's board contacted multiple executive placement firms to begin a search process for a new CEO. Last week, the electric car company announced earnings nosedived 71%. The final report came on the same day Musk announced he would step back from his role with Doge. Could a $5,000 bonus persuade families to have more kids? Is that enough for you? Birth rates have been declining the last few years, and now President Trump is hoping that this could help boost those numbers. Many family advocates warn that more needs to be done to make raising kids more affordable. Jen Sullivan takes a look at the rising costs.
Childcare costs have risen dramatically in the last few years, and families are feeling the financial squeeze.
When you're juggling both work and family and navigating the economy and just the costs associated with families, it adds up.
Jocelyn Fry is the president of the National Partnership for Women and Families, a nonprofit that advocates for parents and children, including finding solutions to make costs more affordable.
We don't want your child care to be larger than your mortgage.
A recent study by loan facilitator LendingTree found the cost to raise a child was nearly $300,000 over 18 years. That doesn't even include college tuition. They factored in a variety of costs, including housing, food, clothes, insurance, and daycare, which saw the biggest jump in price, rising more than 50% in 2 years. As costs increase, birth rates are declining. President Donald Trump may want to change that and is considering offering new parents a $5,000 bonus to have more kids. But Fry worries that's not nearly enough.
We have to step back and say what really helps families.
She'd like to see more states offer paid family leave. So far, 13 states and the District of Columbia have passed laws that require employers to offer some type of paid leave for all new parents.
Let's look at your consumer news. We'll send it over to Art now. He's got a look at our forecast.
All right, and away we go. You can see here as you get in Menominee, a little bit of well, we'll call it light rainfall trying to make its way in, or at least the cloud cover is changing a little bit, but not much is hitting the ground just yet. You go right back over to areas right by into near Tomah. You've got the wet roadways here for folks going to Tomah. For folks going out to Shelby, you're looking at some wet roadways as well, so please be careful out there. Then we'll carry over to how this all shapes up. You've got the rainfall coming through for the morning hours, 7 a.m. all the way to 1 o'clock. You're looking at that light rainfall continuing with temperatures with a short thermometer, 1 to about 52, 54 degrees in some cases. You're looking at Eau Claire at 52 to possibly 55 degrees. Showers are on the way for you as we go through the next hour for you. You'll also see as we have this continues on with the possibility of night storms tonight, mostly north of I-90, getting along, say, I-94 and staying up there all night into the overnight hours. Of course, mostly cloudy skies for tomorrow, maybe a few showers popping in your forecast, but most of which is going to be just around the sunrise time or just before. And then once you get into the weekend, we're getting to drier conditions, warmer conditions on the way, carrying over into your weekend and to next week as well. Here's a look at how this all shapes up. As I told you, it's light. So most of the heavier stuff getting kind of churned up there. It's mostly with that low pressure system working across all the way to our east and out of the area. For now, though, we'll continue to keep the showers out or light, working right through northward, going all the way up into Eau Claire as well, working up closer into Minneapolis as well, trying to get in. But another batch comes in after we take a break going into your evening commute, and that rainfall comes in the form of more showers coming from the west, and that continues on. You can see a little light circulation up to the north there, continuing on, bringing in some showers and storm activity, possibly along I-94, working there, going towards Eau Claire as you go on the 10 o'clock hour for tonight. You see limited amounts of things happening down to the south by La Crosse and the river as well. You'll see by the time we get in the midnight hour and beyond, most of that crosses the river down from the south, still holding on to that light to moderate rainfall up to the north, though, and that tracks all the way down to areas right by Winona. Possibly even Black River Falls may get a taste of that as you go right into the 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock hour in the morning, and that's how that all goes out. We all go into fairly dry conditions as we finish out, but there may be a few light showers still remaining. It's only about a 10 to 20% chance for tomorrow right now. It fell from a 30% yesterday. As far as rain is concerned, this is what we've got going on for you here. We could see maybe a half an inch of rainfall or less, finishing out with conditions with the rainfall in the evening hours coming back again. After the tail end of the late evening commute, you'll see that continuing on, holding on to the possibility of bringing us again more of that rainfall in the ground, keeping us wet as we go into drier conditions leading into the weekend and beyond with above seasonal average temperatures. Get out and enjoy it if you can, and have a wonderful day. Back to you.
Coming up, some new hope this morning for young athletes facing career-threatening ACL tears. The breakthrough treatment helping teens return to sports months faster than traditional surgery.
Coming up in the Blitz, from a Hilltopper to a Laker, one of the area's high flyers announces his college plans, plus a battle of 2 9-win teams on the softball diamond. Highlights and more coming right up.
Hip, knee, or back pain? See if Arch Supports can help you at the Good Feet store.
It's time to say not so fast chronic kidney disease. Because with a progressive disease like CKD, slow is good. And believe me, I know all about slow. That's why I'm here to tell you about Jardiance. It's a little pill proven to slow the progression of CKD and reduce the risk of kidney failure, which can lead to dialysis.
Serious side effects include increased ketones in blood or urine, which can be fatal. Stop Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, trouble breathing, or increased ketones. Jardiance may cause dehydration that can suddenly worsen kidney function and make you feel dizzy, lightheaded, or weak upon standing. Genital yeast infections in men and women, urinary tract infections, symptoms, low blood sugar, or a rare life-threatening bacterial infection between and around the anus and genitals can occur. Call your doctor right away if you have fever or feel weak or tired and pain, tenderness, swelling, or redness in the genital area. Don't use if allergic to Jardiance. Stop use if you have a serious allergic reaction. Call your doctor if you have rash, swelling, difficulty breathing, or swallowing. You may have increased risk for lower limb loss. Call your doctor right away if you have new pain or tenderness, sores, ulcers, or infection in your legs or feet.
So go on, say not so fast, CKD. Ask your doctor about Jardiance for chronic kidney disease.
May is Better Hearing Month. Come in for your free, no-obligation hearing exam at the Better Hearing Center. It's always easier to get help sooner rather than later. You adapt easier when you're younger.
I think some of the big things people will say is, why did I wait so long? It was easy, and I'm really enjoying the things that I used to again. The family's happier, they're happier, and they're enjoying their life again. May is Better Hearing Month, so come in for your free hearing screening at Better Hearing Center.
I would never forget the picture that I have. I'm the only one that's not smiling. Even though I'm with my close friends, I felt alone. I didn't feel pretty, I didn't feel confident. When I got Invisalign, I built my confidence. It was the best investment that I could do.
Get 10% off sale prices when you give $10 to Ovarian Cancer Research, now at Home Furniture.
Miss a story or need to watch it again? Find them all on the News 8 Now app.
He say, I can get you onto a ship, but you cannot go home and pack. You just have to go now.
He fled Vietnam to America at the end of the war. Now he returns as a cultural and culinary ambassador. His incredible story, tonight at 6. The News 8 Plus app. Local news on your time.
The Blitz, the UWL softball team is just 8 days away from their conference tournament getting underway. Eagles looking to get back in the win column after dropping a couple last Saturday. UW lacrosse hosting Stout on a beautiful day for softball. Home side jumps out in front of the Blue Devils in the first. Abby Bosch pounds one into the ground. Shortstop tries to get the runner at third, but it's an errant throw, and Brooke Howard will score. In the second, two runners in scoring position. Liz Roll shoots one to the opposite field. That'll plate two to put the visitors on top. In the fourth, UWL looking to even it up with a runner on third, but Marissa Pease grounds out to end the threat, and those 3 runs were all that were scored in the contest as Stout goes on to take game 1 2-1, and the Eagles would take game 2. A battle of 9-2 teams from Galesville. This was a pitcher's duel. Sydney Krause is going to get the punch out to retire the side for Onalaska. But GET's Samantha Stanton was also on her A game in the circle as she gets the strikeout. Game still tied with Caroline Mack at the plate. She unties it with a single, scoring Melanie Robinson. And then it's Mack at the plate with another runner in scoring position as the grounder will plate Helene DeJager. Redhawks pick up their 10th win of the season, taking this one by a final of 2-0. Back at Onalaska High School, a special day for one of the area's high flyers as Broden Steiner announced his intentions to play basketball at Division II Roosevelt University in Chicago. Broden was surrounded by family and friends while recounting some of his best memories as a Hilltopper and celebrating with some cookies. He says there were a lot of factors that contributed to him choosing to become a Laker.
Yeah, I really like the campus and the basketball program, especially the coaches. They seem like they're going to push me a lot, and I really like that. I grew over my junior and senior year in the basketball game, and I think that I can still grow a lot.
Steiner averaged just under 14 points per game and 6 rebounds to boot as well in his senior season with the Hilltoppers. He was also a second-team all-conference performer and was a large part in Onalaska making it to the sectional semifinal. Big congratulations to Broden. All right, that'll do for the Blitz. We'll see you back here later tonight.
Holman Locker and Meat Market, your place for fresh quality meat. Purchase a minimum of 25 pounds of 90% lean ground beef for $5.89 per pound or 85% lean for $5.49 per pound. Shop local at your Holman Locker and Meat Market and much, much more.
Get an 11% rebate on everything at Menards. Suncast sheds have the storage you need for your backyard. Whether you're protecting your patio furniture from the elements or safely storing your yard tools. Suncast's selection of durable, low-maintenance outdoor sheds come in a variety of shapes and sizes to suit your needs. Get this outdoor horizontal shed on sale now for $199.99 after an 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Save hundreds, one seat at a time on Stressless, the most comfortable furniture in the world. Only at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. Right now, take $200 off each Stressless seat. This includes each Laurel or Mint dining chair and home office chair, and each Stressless recliner. You can save $600 on Stressless sofas, $400 on love seats, and thousands on sectionals. Refresh your home with Stressless seating for less. Shop Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. Family owned for 100 years.
I'm Tom Hammes from Maxwell White Water Conditioning. Have you been concerned about the quality of your water? Many homes in our area face issues like hard water, high iron, city-added chlorine, acidity, PFAS, and nitrates in their water. These can cause scale buildup, dry skin, stained laundry, health issues, appliance damage, and more. So don't let bad water affect your home and health. Call us today for a professional evaluation and start enjoying cleaner and safer water for you and your family. That's Maxwell White Water Conditioning, done right.
Jason's been with us long enough now to see changes in Michael's abilities. He can analyze them and tailor his recommendations because he has almost as much knowledge of Michael's health as Michael's doctors do. I think that's huge. That is the single biggest factor for me. And that kind of client relationship is invaluable, especially when you're facing the challenges that we are.
Hi, I'm Jason with Access Elevators. Stop in and see us today.
For over 40 years, Lacrosse Glass and Overhead Door has been the go-to company for anything glass and door. We offer a large stock inventory of CEHI garage doors to help you find the perfect fit. As a locally owned business, we take pride in our work and always get the job done. From commercial glass and glazing to residential glass and CHI garage doors, we have the experience and expertise to help you. Call or visit our website today.
Nothing tastes better on the grill than steak from Holman Locker and Meat Market. Stop in for a sale on this month's featured steak. You'll be glad you did. Holman Locker and Meat Market, your place for fresh, quality local meat and much, much more.
The First Warn Weather app. Download it today. The news continues on News 8 Now. Expect more.
Welcome back. In your morning medical news, sick patients are at risk of being infected with misinformation when scrolling on social media. Research published in the American Cancer Society shows how cancer misinformation often has more reach than medical facts. Dr. Stacy Loeb, who's been studying the rise of cancer misinformation online, says her research shows up to 40% of cancer-related content on social media contains misinformation.
There's, several different types. There's outdated facts. Then there's also stuff about symptoms. There's posts saying, oh, if you have erectile dysfunction or bone pain, these could be early warning signs of prostate cancer. Like, no, prostate cancer doesn't have any early warning signs, actually. That's why screening is so important.
For reliable health information, consult your doctor and trusted sources like the American Cancer Society. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services says it will require all new vaccines be tested in placebo-controlled trials before they're licensed for use. That policy change could raise questions about clearing for use updated COVID-19 boosters. Those vaccines get updated every year to better target the circulating strains of the virus. Experts warn requiring placebo-controlled trials before clearing new versions could delay availability. More and more young people are tearing their ACLs. An innovative procedure has now been approved for use on the youngest patients. Dr. Malika Marshall explains why this could become the surgery of choice for student athletes.
At 16, during a Final Four football game, Johnny Sullivan went in for a tackle.
My knee kind of bent and I just felt the pop.
That pop came from the anterior cruciate ligament in his knee. The star athlete had torn his ACL. To repair an ACL, surgeons typically borrow tissue from another part of the body, like a hamstring or quadriceps tendon, to reconstruct the ligament. Traditional ACL reconstructions can be quite painful. They have a relatively high failure rate, and student athletes can't always return to the same level of performance. The Bridge Enhanced ACL Restoration, or BEAR procedure, has become a more attractive option for some. The ligament is repaired, and then this collagen implant that looks like a marshmallow, bathed in the patient's own blood, is inserted into the knee to help the ligament heal.
We get this blood clot, then we get the body that creates the healing response,
and then you get a healed ACL, which is really amazing because now we're keeping your own nerves, your own blood vessels.
Massachusetts-based orthopedic surgeon Dr. Scott Sigman has performed more Bear procedures than almost anyone in the world. The surgery was FDA approved in 2020 for people 14 and older, but now it's available to school-age kids as young as 7 and 8 who are increasingly injuring their ACLs.
We have these really cool new anchors that are not made out of metal, so literally we don't have to touch the growth plates. In the past, if you injured a growth plate, the leg could actually grow wrong.
15 months post-Bear, Johnny says his knee is not only restored to the way it was, it may even be better.
So would you say that you're back to being one of the top players on your basketball and football teams?
Yeah, I would say so, yeah.
And back to dreaming about playing at the college level.
The hope is to one day use the Bear technique for other orthopedic injuries like rotator cuff tears or Achilles tendon ruptures. New this morning, Wisconsin's youth apprenticeship program breaking enrollment records for the 4th year. More than 11,000 students joined that program during the 2024-25 school year. About 7,500 employers statewide participated in the program, giving high schoolers hands-on career experience. Health, science, manufacturing, marketing, and construction saw the highest participation. Southwest Wisconsin Tech earning the highest honor in community college education. Southwest Tech claims the 2025 Aspen Prize, beating out thousands of community colleges across the nation. The award recognizes schools that demonstrate outstanding student outcomes and consistently improve graduation rates. Campus leaders celebrated the honor with a party.
The application process is really telling our story. So it was finding those examples and the details of the work we do day in and day out to help our students, but really trying to make that come to life and show well on paper about what we do every day.
The school was awarded $700,000 with a portion dedicated to student scholarships. Viterbo University honoring local leaders with nonprofit leadership development certificates. 16 area professionals showcased their final projects at yesterday's ceremony. The intensive 6-month program works to develop essential nonprofit management expertise.
There's a lot of very dedicated community members that are working in nonprofits or learning to work in nonprofits. So it's a lot about leadership, learning kind of, I think, like the business, marketing, different ends to it, but also just decision making.
This is the 3rd year La Crosse Area's Community Foundation and Viterbo have teamed up for the program. A local scout is making kayaking easier on Blue Lake. Riley Schultz made his kayak launch part of his final Eagle Scout project. Multiple years in the making, he partnered with local businesses to design and install the dock and pathways. He chose this to share his passion for the outdoors.
Always kind of loved kayaking and fishing and the outdoors. And once I saw the site, it just kind of stood out to me and spoke to me that this was a way where I could spread my love with the community.
Looks great, Riley. And the new launch is located south off the Pike, off Strupp Avenue. I'm not from around here, can you tell? And the Green Bay Packers set dates for OTAs and minicamp. The voluntary sports and helmet practices are May 27th, 28th, and 30th. Then on June 2nd, 3rd, and 5th. Minicamp will be June 10th through June 12th. And now we'll send it over to meteorologist Art Jarrett. He's got an update on our morning commute. How's it looking out there today, Art?
All right, we'll try to catch up with the rainfall that's moving right now. You can see here a slight to moderate kind of working into the state. You can also see it here kind of slowly but surely working into Dubuque, Iowa. You think they'd be in the heavier rainfall right now, but let me show you something. You look at Dubuque right now, not much happening out there. A little bit of wet on the screen here with a little light rainfall coming and going, but you see other locations as we get closer to Warrens on I-94, you're seeing some wet roadways out there right now, so they've gone from dampened to at least wet roads for your forecast. We'll also see as we go into Unalaska, you've got the rainfall that continues on. You can see it on the screen right there as well. Wet roads as they kind of zip on by. You can see some of that moisture kind of lifting up off the ground. We'll also carry over to Eau Claire, looking at, again, some dampened roadways out there currently, so not much hurting their morning commute. So as we get into it, you've got the kids, you've got rainfall potential through the morning as well as the afternoon as you go right into today. Eau Claire follows suit as well. It's all light rainfall, so nothing's really happening. Just maybe if you bring the umbrella, you'd be okay, just to keep the rain off you. No big deal. Temperatures are nice, though, pretty comfortable. 50s pretty much in the area, some 60s. You go into La Crosse as well as Eau Claire. 60 61, 62 degrees. You'll see as we go right into the evening, the potential for those showers continuing into the evening and overnight, not only for La Crosse, but even for Eau Claire, carrying over all the way into the middle portion of your night. Be safe out there.
Before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8.
All right, look at Ashton. He's turning 8 months today. He loves to spend time outside, trying new foods, and spending time with his mom and dad.
And he is styling. If you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88, we'd love to feature them.
Yeah, that's right. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button under the Home tab on our website.
Coming up, looking for love after 65, local ladies are waiting to meet you. Hear how to join UWL's free senior speed dating event next.
Save the day for Spring Market in the Valley on Saturday, May 3rd. Browse items from dozens of local vendors and enjoy concessions from area food trucks while you shop. All right down Central Ave in Coon Valley. That's Spring Market in the Valley on Saturday, May 3rd in Coon Valley.
I did know that back pain, foot pain come along with the job of waiting tables, but since getting the arch supports from the Good Feet store, I have had no pain. I'm more positive. It's like opening up a whole new life, like sunshine coming out.
See how we can help you too at the Good Feet store.
Cooley Carpet has always been more than just carpet, and now the name will reflect that. Cooley Floors and Design. Along with the brand new name, there's a fresh new look to the showroom. Don't worry, Cooley Floors and Design still has the same great team at the same convenient location. Ready to elevate your space? The design consultants will take the time to discuss your dreams, needs, and your budget. Cooley Floors and Design will accompany you through every step, from expert advice to professional installation. Visit Cooley Floors and Design on Mormon Cooley Road for a fresh new look.
It's time to say not so fast chronic kidney disease. Because with the progressive disease like CKD, slow is good. And believe me, I know all about slow. That's why I'm here to tell you about Jardiance. It's a little pill proven to slow the progression of CKD and reduce the risk of kidney failure, which can lead to dialysis.
Serious side effects include increased ketones in blood or urine, which can be fatal. Stop Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, trouble breathing, or increased ketones. Jardiance may cause dehydration that can suddenly worsen kidney function and make you feel dizzy, lightheaded, or weak upon standing. Genital yeast infections in men and women, urinary tract infections, low blood sugar, or a rare life-threatening bacterial infection between and around the anus and genitals can occur. Call your doctor right away if you have fever or feel weak or tired, and pain, tenderness, swelling, or redness in the genital area. Don't use if allergic to Jardiance. Stop use if you have a serious allergic reaction. Call your doctor if you have rash, swelling, difficulty breathing, or swallowing. You may have increased risk for lower limb loss. Call your doctor right away if you have new pain or tenderness, sores, ulcers, or infection in your legs or feet.
So go on, say not so fast CKD. Ask your doctor about Jardiance for chronic kidney disease.
May is Better Hearing Month. Come in for your free, no-obligation hearing exam at the Better Hearing Center. It's always easier to get help sooner rather than later. You adapt easier when you're younger.
I think some of the big things people will say is, why did I wait so long? It was easy, and I'm really enjoying the things that I used to again. The family's happier, and they're enjoying their life again. May is Better Hearing Month, so come in for your free hearing screening at Better Hearing Center.
Save the day for Spring Market in the Valley on Saturday, May 3rd. Browse items from dozens of local vendors and enjoy concessions from area food trucks while you shop. All right down Central Ave in Coon Valley. That's Spring Market in the Valley on Saturday, May 3rd in Coon Valley.
All right, here, as we get started, let me take a look at what's happening here. We got the rainfall potentially moving through the forecast here, holding on for this. More of that coming in as we go into the afternoon. It'll be more likely, possibly kind of sliding in. Let's take a quick peek here. You can see as we continue on, most of it starts to track a little bit to the northeast, going towards Madison, with the big bulk of it. Yesterday, most of that was over us, but now it's kind of waned a little bit. So we've gone now from about 3/4 of an inch of rainfall or less to about 1/2 an inch of rainfall or less for our local region. This will continue on as we go to the 12 o'clock hour. Then we begin to see some likely rainfall going into 2 o'clock. Then we take a break after that, holding on through the evening commute. So the evening commute will be on the drier side. We'll take it into more of that rainfall, trying to coalesce back again. But most of it's going to happen north of I-90, getting into the I-94 area. You see that kind of happening there, bringing potential for showers and maybe a storm or two kind of popping up from time to time. That could be a possible one getting towards between Eau Claire as well as in Ladysmith. Then again, we see as we go right through it, we've got some more coming back down to the south. Eventually it gets over to areas right by Winona. Then it kind of picks up a little bit going to Black River Falls, and then kind of spreads down south with La Crosse, maybe picking up a little light rainfall there, but we should be done by then. Holding on as we go right into what we're expecting here, as I mentioned before, about a ½ inch or less in our forecast, but we get down to about a ¼ inch. So we're going to get some rainfall to stay on the ground for us. We'll hold on to this, though, as we go into the next several hours here. We'll hold on to the rainfall coming back in the evening, as I mentioned, after that quick break for your evening commute. So the tail end of your commute may still be a bit wet, so please be careful for that. Plan for that, and then we'll see that continue all the way into the midnight hour and beyond. You get into Eau Claire, and that's going to stick with us and continue on all the way into the forecast, picking up to about a 60% chance again to a 70% chance. So that could usher in maybe a thunderstorm or two if possible, but most of that is on the lighter side. We'll hold on to highs for today. You're looking at least 59 or so, holding on to about, say, 61, 62 degrees for La Crosse and Eau Claire. Friday, temperatures 54 degrees for Eau Claire, 53 in Trempealeau. You get down to La Crosse, you're looking at 57 degrees. And as we finish out, you've got warmer air coming after that, coming in for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, chugging along, getting a little bit stronger as we go right into Tuesday, which is the warmest day of the week thus far. It's a 77-degree temperature, holding on to at least the possibility of it kind of waning just a tad bit going into it. That's a look at the rainfall for right now, and then carrying over to how this all shapes up over the next few days. We're going to hold on to the potential for at least 60s, 50s. We cool it down a little bit and then take it back up to the 60s. Above seasonal average temperatures will be concerning, and then of course we'll see those temperatures warming up to 75 degrees. Yikes, I love the 70s. We'll see 77 for Tuesday, as I mentioned, of course, and then we'll see that kind of wane back down again, but still very, very nice with a whole lot of sunshine.
All right, love to see it. Thank you, Art. New this morning, the ladies are lining up, but the gentlemen are MIA. La Crosse's senior speed dating event has a wait list of eager women, but is looking for men 65 and older to join in on the fun. May 6th, we're joined this morning by Dr. Jen Taylor and recreational therapy student Caitlin Rayburn. They're here with the details for us. Good morning. Thank you for being here, bringing the romance to us this morning. We'd love to see it. So what should we know about the senior speed dating event?
So senior speed dating, it's a social connection event for adults age 65 plus in the community, completely free, completely student-led, and we have done it in the past. It was started by Dr. Dawn Norris in sociology, but we revived it this year, and we're having struggles getting them in, I'll be honest.
Yeah, why do you think that is?
Well, part of it's just a numbers game. So at about 65, there's actually about 123 women in the population compared to 100 men.
Oh,
so part of it's just numbers. I know, it really comes back around, am I right? So part of it's just a numbers game, and then part of it is just that social connection. Women we know kind of seek that out more.
Right.
And so they've signed up. We filled up in 24 hours.
For the women?
Yes.
Wow.
The AARP, they've been amazing partners getting the word out, and that just filled up quickly. We have a wait list, like you were saying, but the men are really where we're looking for. So we're looking for 10 guys by Tuesday.
Okay.
10 guys by Tuesday. Sounds like a movie.
So there's possibilities out there. That's a really good talk. Write that down. Hey, so what are the connections that we're talking about? What do they actually make?
Yeah, so it is social connection, but also people looking for companionship, friendship, and just really potential, right? There's always that potential for that match. So even if you don't match with someone at the event, you're going to meet more people that you might potentially match with, or they know someone that can match you in the future. So it's really that social connection.
Well, that's pretty cool, because we heard stories the other day of folks having limited amounts of time as they get older and slowly losing their crew. So that's good that this is happening. Thank you for that.
Yeah, that's nice to see. And is that kind of what you hope your students are learning from it, or what's the hope for the students that get to participate?
Yeah. So maybe let's hear from the students. So
Yeah,
Caitlin's actually the one that restarted this event.
Okay.
She contacted the professor, and the professor's now in the Czech Republic. So kind of a cool track down story. We'll save that for another time.
Okay.
But she really wanted to do this. So Caitlin, maybe talk about a little bit about the benefits that you're receiving and what you've done.
Yeah. I'm a senior at UW on the recreational therapy program. So we're running this class as part of an elective program, recreational therapy with older adults.
Okay.
And we've just been learning a lot about kind of stereotypes and ageism in the class, and how people age really differently. And just because you're getting older, it doesn't mean that you're not looking for that connection or that friendship or that companionship.
Do you hear that?
So that's really what we're trying to create here, is just an opportunity for that.
Okay, that's great. What are you most looking forward to about getting to bring this back?
I think, especially during COVID, I think there was really besides the pandemic, there was really just this loneliness epidemic. And so I think coming back after that, people are just not as connected. So we're trying to just kind of create opportunities for that connection, especially, it's been a few years now. So just trying to recreate that connection for people. And even just us as students, it's been so fun to plan this event and
I
be a
bet.
part of it, and we're just really excited.
That's good. Doctor, have we forgotten how to connect?
I think somewhat, right? And so especially during COVID, we did a lot of online connection, right? And so now like getting that actual face-to-face personal connection, that's why I was so excited. The university was supportive, AARP has been supportive, and said, let's do this in person. And 5 minutes, they're talking to them for about 5 minutes. And so yeah, it's just that way to have that safe space. And for students as well, to build that rapport, they learn some communication skills. Caitlin's here today, I mean, working through this, right? And so, I mean, it's just a great opportunity for everyone. So there's a lot of that reciprocity there.
And tell us a little bit before we go how the speed dating actually works, just so people can have an idea. Maybe ease their anxieties a little bit, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what we're all about. So you're going to show up. We are going to facilitate everything. So you don't have to know anything beforehand. So you'll come and show up, and the students are going to be the ones actually talking you through. You'll receive a scorecard. And then the 12 ladies and 12 gentlemen will have tables set up. You might recognize the centerpieces. They'll be there on Tuesday. And then everyone has 5 minutes. And then at the end of 5 minutes, can we ring this?
Yes.
In true Wisconsin fashion, am I right?
And that's
I'm not from Wisconsin, but I'm like, this just seems appropriate for our bell. And then they'll move on to the next table. And then every couple will get a chance to talk to everyone for 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Then at the end, the scorecard, they check yes or no if they're interested in further meetups. And then we tell you if there's a mutual match. Only if there's a mutual match do we exchange information.
Okay, and then quickly before we go here, why would you encourage, maybe someone's on the fence, maybe they have a parent, they're on the fence, why would you encourage them to just, come on and attend?
Yeah, like I said, we have all the women's spots full, so that they're really excited. We have 12 women, and we have a very long wait list for women. They're just so excited to participate. So we really just need,
we
really need. It's a great opportunity. Also, just we as students have put so much time and effort into this, and Jen as well, just put so much effort into making this event something special. So we really just hope to fill it up and create connections with people.
Okay, perfect. Well, really cool thing you guys are doing. So thank you so much for sharing it with us.
Yeah. Can we share the phone number if they want to sign up?
Yes, we can do that quickly. Yep.
So 608-785-8216. It's a direct line, and I'll get you signed up. Guaranteed admission if you're a man.
Okay,
Women, the wait list, sorry. Next year, though.
All right, and we'll have that on our website shortly. Thank you for being here. Stay with us. We're back after this.
Right now at Home Sleep Express, get up to $900 off select Beauty Rest Black adjustable sets and choose a free gift with purchase. Plus, pay no interest for 5 years and get free white glove delivery. Beauty Rest Black and free gift with purchase. Now at Home Sleep Express.
At Knutson Roofing, we know a cheap roof isn't good, and a good roof isn't cheap. When it comes to protecting your home, don't gamble with the bargain bin. Go with the pros you can trust. Knutson Roofing, over 20 years of experience to get your project done right the first time. Choose the best with no regrets. Call 715-ROOFING today and get a $250 Visa gift card with your completed roof.
It's Hy-Vee's 3-day meat sale this Friday through Sunday. Get Table Makers chicken breasts, just $1.99 a pound. Bone-in pork shoulder roast, just $1.77 a pound. Fresh ground chuck, just $3.99 a pound. Pork loin back ribs, just $2.98 a pound. Buy one, get one free on marinated pork loins. Plus, save on bacon-wrapped sirloins, Johnsonville smoked sausage, chicken grillers, and more. Save in-store and online, Friday through Sunday at Hy-Vee.
If nagging, persistent joint pain has upended your life, listen, there's a solution for long-lasting relief. No surgery, drugs, or downtime. QC Kinetics uses a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue in your knees, shoulders, hips, and more. QC Kinetics targets the source of your pain, not just the symptoms. Thousands of patients have experienced life-changing results, and they're right here. Find out if you're a candidate for this game-changing therapy. Call QC Kinetics today for a free consultation.
To everyone making time for life's best moments, let us celebrate with you.
In Wisconsin, we love celebrating together. Big days or any other day. So much. From hot and juicy to ooey gooey to oh my word.
Oh my word. Serving you a handcrafted meal that makes today
a little bit more special. That's what fills us up inside.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Right now at Homeworld Rugs, get 10% off Area Rug sale prices. Choose from many different shapes, sizes, and patterns with Area Rug experts in every showroom to help you find the perfect rug. 10% off Area Rugs going on now at Homeworld Rugs.
Miss a story or need to watch it again? Find them all on the News 8 Now app.
Welcome back. It's 6:53. Time for your morning news now. A preliminary hearing set for this morning for the man accused of abducting a pregnant Beaver Dam teen. 40-year-old Gary Day faces multiple charges. He's accused of taking Sophia Franklin in February. Their disappearance sparked a multi-state search. Police later found them at a Nebraska truck stop. He remains in jail on a $2 million bond. The Wisconsin Supreme Court suspending an abortion leak investigation. A 2024 draft abortion ruling sparked the probe. Investigators interviewed 62 people, including 28 with direct access to the document. Despite reviewing security procedures, officials never identified the source. The Trump administration ending $400 million in grants for AmeriCorps programs. In La Crosse, the Nature Place relies on AmeriCorps members to help with community programming and visitor services. But 6 active positions were lost in the Trump administration's massive funding cuts.
The timing of the funding that was cut is not great with our summer program coming up. We do ask this for flexibility as we are working currently to reconfigure schedules, budget, to make these programs run as anticipated.
And she adds the cuts will have long-term impacts on conservation and education in our community. The U.S. has signed a Ukrainian reconstruction deal securing a rare earth mineral rights. The agreement follows months of security negotiations as the Trump administration works toward a Ukraine-Russia peace deal. And this week marks 50 years since the fall of Saigon and the end of the Vietnam War. For La Crosse resident Ton Pham, that's a milestone that forever changed his life. He was just 12 when his family fled Vietnam 3 days before the war ended. Thanks to a chance encounter with a friend in the Navy, Ton and his family escaped with just the clothes on their backs.
He say, I can get you onto a ship, but you cannot go home and pack. You just have to go now.
After settling in Wisconsin with the help of a local farmer, Ton built a new life here. Now he shares his culture through his company, Cuisine Adventure Tours. Tonight at 6, we'll share his remarkable journey from refugee to local businessman.
How about some rainfall? Got some rainfall working in the area here. It is light this early morning. It's going to be the wet roadways for you pretty much as you're heading on out, going to your appointments for today as well through lunchtime and then into the time where you're picking up the kids from school. Then we take a break and then we go back again with the rainfall coming in from the north. You can see that slowly kind of moving into the forecast to your left of your top screen. That'll start to move in and we'll get into more of that hanging out up along I-94 where we could see maybe some night showers and storm activity up there. It'll be lighted though. We'll go into warmer conditions as we go through the next few days from the weekend on and into next week. Get out and enjoy that and all that sunshine. Stretch those legs.
All right, are you ready? A pet store in Northern California is celebrating 7 months of a very rare animal. Meet Zeke and Angel. Yes, you're seeing 2 heads on the same California king snake. The 1 in 100,000 occurrence is the same thing as a conjoined twin, 1 embryo that partially splits into 2. The 2 are also expected to grow about 4 feet long. Workers say the heads can both control the body, but often fight over which way to go. When that happens, Angel typically wins as the dominant head.
Yeah, he doesn't have a chance. She's going to win out. She's the stronger.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's how things go in the animal kingdom. Right, Art? Speaking of.
Yes, dear.
He knows, he knows. Well, thank you for starting your morning with us. We will see you back here at noon. Until then, enjoy your day.